Hello, welcome to film number 6, which is about Connecticut. I've been filming in the weeks running up to the American election. It's October 2008, and we're all incredibly excited about this election, at least I am. No, everybody is. Everybody is. It's not just me. And the two things I want to share with you about Connecticut are, number one, that they have the most extraordinary theatre that I've just discovered. In fact, this kind of thing exists in lots of states in America, if not all of them, where you have a theatre on a university campus and they put on plays, a wonderful range of plays, and half the cast are equity members and half the cast are students from the drama course. And it's an amazing way of finding jobs to fit in between other ones. And if that sounds slightly patronising about these university theatres, I can only say that they have lots of advantages, which I'll go into during the film. The other thing that I want to fit in quickly is a word about the fall. The fall in New England and in Connecticut anyway, the reason why some Americans go on and on about how beautiful it is that the leaves in these huge, varied forests, the leaves change colour, not because, I think, of the lack of sun or because of the rain. They change colour because of the cold. And this, for some reason, makes a particular strange colour, and only the top leaves change that colour, so there's a sort of shimmery effect with the colour of the whole forest. And it's like looking at coral when you're underwater, or some such extraordinary thing. It's a wonder of the world. And so another thing that I've discovered in my adventures here in America. So here we are with a little bit of the town of Storrs, which is a tiny village attached to the University of Connecticut. And we arrived at the little town, or little village, tiny village of Storrs, which is attached to the University of Connecticut on an afternoon when there's a special festival going on. And here we can see that there's a pie eating contest at 1:30, and normally the place is absolutely deserted, but a crowd of 6 people is standing out in the Starbucks. But here we've got pony rides and a band playing for the afternoon. This was also the time, 2 or 3 months before the election, when you could stand behind a cardboard, or beside a cardboard cutout of Barack Obama to be photographed. And Mansfield, a neighbouring village, obviously has a little democratic movement going. But really there was incredibly little to do in the village and the surrounds of the university. The theatre's over there, 2 minutes away. Here I am sitting outside my apartment on the campus, and one of the advantages of the place was that one could laze around during the day or go off to lectures if one wanted to. One of the things about America is the beauty of having sun. And so I'll just show you a little bit of the sun here, which may seem completely daft. Looking around at the... and just swing round from my... The rather... it's not terribly interesting, this perhaps, but it's just very typical, I think, a very typical American university campus. Rather a nice lake or two amongst all the buildings, but over the car park here you can see the theatre, and so I'd just be 2 minutes walk from work every day. Here, an hour's drive away from the theatre, however,
so we can go out sailing to catch some
I'm at Mystic, the town of Mystic. This is a bit of America that you won't find anywhere else in the world. And there must be...
Sorry, am I...
No, it's fine. Do come on down. Very nice of you to ask them. And this place has been preserved from the bits of the 17th and 18th century of the seaport that it was then. Here I am with Jerry, who played Norfolk in Man for All Seasons. And these towns, these houses around, and here a perfectly preserved rope museum 100 yards long in each direction there, I think. And although, of course, there are nautical museums in other parts of the world, I doubt that they have the space that this one in an obscure part of America has, showing a perfectly preserved rope factory, which, because of my father's links with the sea, of course, has all sorts of attraction for me. But what we're going to move on to now, after the few more shots of the beauty of this preserved village, is the theatre. But let's just enjoy a bit of America here. One of the and how can you possibly explain it in a bit of film? The beauty of this place. Still, here we are in the theatre. Seats about 300. This is an afternoon or evening when we were doing a photo shoot for the costume department. The lighting you can't really see in this film, unfortunately, but it's just hordes and hordes of lights so that they can run a lighting course at the university. And the quality of the lighting was just extraordinary, as with so many other features of the company. Here I am anyway, dressed up as Cornwall, probably not, Cromwell. Try Cromwell. Dressed up as Cromwell, and here a shot.
This is for you, John.
Of Jerry, and another close of me, strutting around, enjoying being there, doing a dance. And here's a brief shot of one of the students who played Rich, and another who played Roper. The extraordinary facilities of this place, though, the time which they're able to give to costumes and set, just amazing.
You've heard of the so-called Holy Lady of Kent, who was executed for prophesying against the king?
There was a production of Man for All Seasons on at exactly the same time as this on Broadway, oddly enough. And I can't help feeling that our production was just as good. One of the features here, you can see these windows up above there. In fact, it's a back projection. Very, very expensive, very clever back projection, which changed the set for different scenes. And there's one coming up in a moment where you can see just in the background there greenery, and I think this was either Hampton Court or the riverside where Moore's house was, Sir Thomas More. Here we are, the tiny dressing room, all of us crammed in together, not that unusual, I suppose.
You come into the hallway.
And here, a last quick look at digs, and those actor friends of mine in England will know how wonderful it is to have digs like this. This is the living room and the kitchen, which I had all to myself, and this by no means special by American standards, and yet thrown in with the equity contract. Here's one bedroom, and here's another. I think you get paid slightly less than in England. Nonetheless, it's wonderful to have big apartments like this. So here we come to the end of Connecticut, I'm afraid.
What have I got to say about Connecticut? It's been really nice.